The Prime Minister's announcement that the country will go to the polls on Saturday, September the 23rd. When asked to pick a word to sum up the election, it was growth. Bill English launched what will effectively be a 33-week-long election campaign this afternoon. Our Deputy Political Editor, Chris Bramwell, was there.
Bill English glided into the Beehive Theatrette at 2 minutes after 2 o'clock this afternoon with a wry smile on his face. Reporters were poised, social media pages open, fingers hovering over their phones, mostly with September the 23rd pre-written as the election date. Political parties like to avoid a winter election campaign and prefer not to have polling day on any weekend there's an All Black game. Add in school holidays and long weekends, and it hasn't been too hard to predict what the date will be. Bill English says he's announced the election date early as it's important to provide the country with certainty.
Not to use the election date as a political tool, and that it's in everyone's best interest to have plenty of notice.
Mr English says National will be campaigning on its strong record as a government and New Zealand's strong economic performance.
We'll go into the election with a positive and ambitious program which will back all New Zealanders to succeed. We're well placed compared to other countries, and that is down to the hard work of our households and businesses across the country, backed by the National-led government's clear and successful plan for our future.
Bill English says his preference for post-election partners is to remain working with ACT, the Māori Party and United Future. But of course, depending on how the votes fall, if needs must, National will look elsewhere. And Mr English says while it's unlikely, he's not ruling out a deal with New Zealand First.
The reason it's unlikely is because we're a party who believes in an open New Zealand, outward-looking, open to investment, immigration. And New Zealand First are an inward-looking party who believe in a closed-up New Zealand. So there's big differences. But as I've said, depending on the makeup of Parliament, we may be in the position where we would be negotiating with New Zealand First.
Labour's leader Andrew Little says bring it on. He says his party's ready and rearing to go so it can change the government and build a better New Zealand.
The National Government has run out of ideas. They've got nothing new to say to New Zealanders. We've got major challenges. We have the lowest level of home ownership in 60 years. We're going to build more homes, get more people owning their own homes. They're letting the school system down, they're letting the police down. We want safer communities. We want schools that are going to prepare our kids for the future. That's what I'm campaigning on.
Parliament will rise on August the 17th, after which political parties will hit the road as the election campaign begins in earnest. Atu i te whare Pārimata mō te hōtaka o te ahiahi, ko Chris Bramwell ahau.